Hello YouTube, Dave here again. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Pathfinder deck of endless NPCs. This is one of the latest accessories for Pathfinder put out by the great folks over at Paizo Publishing. Now, for full disclosure purposes, this was something that Paizo had sent to me for the purposes of doing a review video on. So I do want to thank them for that, but as is always the case with these types of things, they are not scripting the video, they're not pre-screening it, they're not demanding a positive review, and the opinions that I express are 100% completely and totally my own. But this was something that I was really looking forward to when I saw the name of the product in some of the upcoming releases. So we have it here today. We are going to take a look at it, and yeah, I can't wait. Paizo's accessories are some of the best that I've seen in just RPGs in general, and this reminds me of their Deck of Many Worlds that they did for the Starfinder role-playing game, and that thing was awesome, and I think this is going to be a really cool product as well. Starting off with the price, this does retail for $24, if I can get it to focus here, for $24.99 US. But on the back here, we'll take a look at the text of what it reads. So it says, creating a new character every time the players enter a shop or chat with a local on the street can be a real challenge. But the deck of endless NPCs makes it as simple as drawing 4 cards from the deck. These cards combine to form a unique NPC, each with their own role, motivation, personality trait, and secret agenda. With over 100 million different combinations, you are sure to get an interesting new character every time here. So yeah, we're gonna take a look here. I've already got the cards out. I did open the first bundle here. There's 110 cards, so I'm gonna keep the second bundle closed, but we will just get a little look for how these cards are here in a moment. So let's, we got some instructions here. Just want to separate those first. Okay, card number 1. So we'll just sort of flip it over here, and you can see some of the artwork that we have for the characters, and will make more sense of what these cards are, how to use them here in a moment. So I'm just going to read the instructions, the descriptions, and all that stuff, and we're going to build a couple of NPCs together. I want to do it all on camera because usually these types of products are really easy to sort of pick up and learn how to use. So let's just go right into it here, shall we? So we just got the instruction cards here. Just going to zoom in just a little bit here. Just make that a little easier for everyone to read. So starting with part 1 here, card 1. It does say over 100 million NPCs await you inside this deck, each with their own role, motivation, personality traits, and secrets. All you need to do to meet them is to draw 4 cards from the deck. We also have what looks like the front and backs of the cards, and they are numbered here. So we'll take a look at what those numbers mean in a moment. So flipping over here, so reading the cards, these are where those numbers come into play. Reading the cards, each card has a front and back side, each divided into individual sections. When you create an NPC, you only use a portion of each card to determine a number of relevant details about them. So the front of the card, so we got a card here. So the front of the card has the illustration. So this side here is the front of the card. Let's just... Oh, we'll just keep this handy here in a moment. So we got the illustration, we have the ancestry, so it notes their ancestry and their ethnicity or heritage if it's necessary. It does give you a list of 12 possible names, so a good opportunity to break out that D12 if you want to roll it randomly. And then that was that one. So we also have alignment arrows, okay? These arrows indicate one part of the NPC's alignment found on the back of different cards once they've all been laid out in the proper order. And then it gives detail. So this section randomly determines whether the character is a local resident or and whether they have friends, family, or other acquaintances in the area. Okay, so let's just take a look at the front of the card here. So we've got the name panel. I'm just going to adjust the lighting just a little bit here. Hopefully that'll be a little easier to... Okay, so yeah, we've got the names on this section here, their ancestry and their ethnicity. And then we've got what looks like a scroll and a heart. So the details here, so if there's zero scrolls, sorry, they're newly arrived. If there's 1 to 2 scrolls, they are frequent visitors, or if there's 3 to 6 scrolls, they're a local resident. And then in terms of their relations in the settlement that you're in, the hearts, so 0, they're alone, 1 to 2, they have a few friends, or 3 to 6, they have friends and family. So that was the front of the card. So now on the back of the card, so it says the back of each card features a number of boxes of information and symbols. So number 6, okay, so number 6, which is this portion right here, that's their goal. So this is what the character is currently engaged in doing. It could be anything from searching for a lost pet to taking a nap while on the job. Number 7 is their role in the settlement. Get it to... So that's like number 7's that portion of the card that describes what the character does in their day-to-day life. 8 is their trait, so 8 is at the bottom of the card in the middle. So this section, you'll determine a defining trait of the character's personality. The section also contains the conditions by which you determine whether to apply the secret to this NPC. The secret, this is a deep, dark secret about the NPC. Most NPCs will not have a secret. 10 are the alignment bars. These bars help determine the NPC's alignment. And then 11 are the symbols. So these two areas contain 0 to 3 symbols each. Both the goal and the role ask you to count the number of hearts and scrolls that are visible to determine some aspect about the character. These totals are used in determining other details as well. Okay, so that's that stuff there. So here we have what looks like the order that you lay the cards out. So diagram 1, it looks like, okay, so the first card that you lay down, it will be the top left, and then you lay the top right card over top of that, and then you've got the third card, which is sort of in the center, and that goes over top the other two. And then we've got, okay, and then we've got the card with the picture there. So that's pretty self-explanatory. We will look over the creating an NPC rules just in case there's anything else we need to know here. So step 1 is shuffle the deck and place cards face up on the table. Draw 3 cards and place them on the table in the arrangement shown in diagram 1. So top left, top right, and then center. Then let's see here. Draw the final card and place it face up on the other 3 cards as shown in diagram 2. Read the NPC. Start by counting the number of visible heart and scroll symbols. This will determine the results of any table that calls for H or S respectively. So H for heart, S for scroll. Look at the position of the alignment arrows to determine that character's alignment. Finally, if the condition listed at the top of the trait is met, lift the card facing up to reveal the secret on the card beneath it. Okay, so the same card that would have their personality trait, you would lift, that would be the one that you use the secret for. All right, so then we've got flexible reading. So there are many ways you can easily alter the NPC to make it more suitable to the scene. So you could ignore details. It is possible that some of the details for the NPC might not match up to the character's role or goal. Feel free to change the details to better fit the character. And you can alter symbols. So the symbols on in this deck are specifically designed to make total results of 0 or 6 relatively rare, although you can change the results to suit your needs. Be aware that constant shifts to either end of this extreme may create an unusual cast of characters. Additional traits, you can always draw more cards and apply additional traits to the character, but disregard the symbols and secrets of these added cards. And then for more detail, a wide range of details still remain unsaid about these characters, such as their gender, faith, economic standing, and so on. While some might be indicated by the card combinations, you should feel free to change these to suit the needs of your adventure. And then we just have an advertisement on the back there, and what looks like just the D20 open gaming license. So that's all that stuff. So we're gonna zoom out a little bit here, and we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna make a couple of NPCs. I'm not going to shuffle the deck for the purposes of making these NPCs. This is just to show how the deck works, and you can get obviously different more bizarre results potentially if you do shuffle. We're just going to go ahead and do these sort of in the order that they're listed here. So we've got card number 1, so this will be the sort of like the top left portion. Card number 2. And there's our diagram. So card number 2 looks like the edge of the card comes right basically to just about the number there. So we got that, and then we're going to have card number 3, which looks like this portion is meant to line up sort of like that. And then card number 4, we put face down like so. Okay, so here we go. So we've got our Kelid human. We've got the alignment indicator. So the arrow is pointing to chaotic on this card and good on that card. So we have a chaotic good NPC. We got the list of names there. We'll go with, let's go with Zorisk, just because that sounds like a weird fantasy name. So Zorisk, is he a local resident, frequent visitor, or newly arrived in town? We're looking at the number of scrolls. We have 3 scrolls, so he is a local resident. And then to determine how many friends or family he has, it's based on the number of hearts. So we have 4 hearts, 1 here and 3 here. You do add those 2 together. So we've got 4 hearts, so he does have a few friends in the settlement. Not a ton, but he does have a few friends. And then we'll look at the other stuff here in a moment. So for the secret, it says if scrolls is 0 and hearts are 6, apply the secret. So we're not going to be applying the secret here because he does not meet those criteria. There we go. And he is aloof. So his personality trait is aloof. With their head held high, this NPC views anyone around them as their lesser and treats them accordingly. So he's chaotic good, but kind of a jerk. All right, so his profession is he's a bounty hunter. Okay, so professional bounty hunter equipped with manacles, bolas, and rope, and he is hunting, which is based off the number of scrolls. We have 3 scrolls here. So he is hunting a local NPC, which he could be hunting the next one that we generate. And then his motivation right now is his lost pet. So this NPC has lost a pet and is hoping you might help find it. There might even be a reward. So what the lost pet is depends on the number of hearts, because it says H. We have 4 hearts, so 4 is a dog or a cat. I'm allergic to cats, so I'm going to say he's looking for his dog. So this guy is a bounty hunter, and he is looking for a local NPC, but he's also missing his poor dog, which he wants the players to find. But let's just construct the NPC that maybe he's hunting down. So we're just going to push him off to the side there for now. All right, so to determine our next NPC, the one that is the quarry, we've got card 5, so we're just going to put these down again sort of in the order that they're supposed to go. Oh. Okay, so this is the individual that he is hunting. We'll just say it doesn't have to be. This could just be any NPC, but we'll go with this one. All right, so this is another human guy. I think that the cards are actually sort of broken down by by ancestry, I should say. So there's some other like ancestries going through. Actually, you know what? Let's remove this one, and let's just pull from a different part of the deck. There we go. Okay, so this is the subject of the bounty, we'll say, just, for cohesion's sake. So here we have a half-orc, a human half-orc. We're going to call him Harvor, because that's one of the names there. Alignment, chaotic neutral. Okay, we've got 3 scrolls and 2 hearts. So with 3 scrolls, he is a local resident, which makes sense because the person, the bounty hunter, is hunting a local NPC. With 2 hearts, he only has a few friends in the settlement, wherever it may be. Now, this half-orc is a cobbler. So, crafter of shoes and boots. This NPC is wearing an apron, bedecked with tools. He is also, his motivation is, he's hireling. So this NPC is looking to hire a servant or assistant to help them with an important task. Okay, so the task is dependent on the number of hearts. So we have 2 hearts and 3 scrolls. So for his task, with, 2 hearts, the task is related to a personal or discrete matter. Maybe he knows that this bounty hunter is after him and he's looking for a little protection, looking to hire characters to help, sort of keep him safe from the bounty hunter. As a cobbler, he also has a specialty, which is equal to the number of scrolls. So we have 3 scrolls. So we're taking a look at 3. 3, his specialty is just plain shoes. So nothing fancy, not like boots made from monster hide, not noble shoes, not riding boots, just plain shoes. That's what he specializes in. We don't do the secret here because S is 1. So it says if S is 1, apply the secret. So we don't have to apply the secret here in this case either. Let's just take a look at what the secret is because that might be the reason for the bounty. So the secret is the character recently came into a great deal of wealth. Ooh, okay. If H, so if heart is 3, the gold is from an illegal source. So this is a situation where you might want to actually modify things a little bit. So this, for example, this NPC could actually, his cobbler, his store, or his profession could be a front for some sort of like illicit activity. He recently came into a bunch of money through illegal activities, and then we've got our bounty hunter here looking to take him in for for the illicit details and nature of what he was doing, which is something that you can always determine. He could be tied to organized crime. Could be doing all kinds of different things, smuggling. It's by bringing in, materials to, use for shoe creation. A few bits of contraband might slip in here and there. So yeah, so already you can kind of see how you can use these cards to create stories, right? I mean, we just made 2 NPCs just by drawing a bunch of cards from the deck, and we found a way to connect them and to draw the characters in. So yeah, I actually, this is something I think is really, really cool. I really like the way that this works. So yeah, awesome stuff here. So we're just gonna set these aside here. Yeah, so that was our look at the deck of Endless NPCs. And I gotta say, I'm really impressed with this. And the thing that I really like the most about this is that, truthfully, even though it is a Paizo product with the Pathfinder branding on it, and it does have like ancestry and heritage, which is sort of what's used in Pathfinder 2nd edition. The fact of the matter is that this is something that could really be used for any fantasy role-playing game out there. Just any kind of RPG where you need to make NPCs, because there's nothing there that are really super specific to an actual mechanics of a role-playing game. These are all just motivations, jobs, secrets, but none of these things are tied directly to a specific rule set. So if you're running a different RPG that's not Pathfinder 1st or 2nd edition, this is something that is still going to be useful for you. And these products, these are great. I mean, you just saw, I just made 2 random NPCs and was able to create something that could be a, one-off or sort of like a side quest or side trek, short little adventure that you could run for your party. And that's just by, making 2 NPCs. They just happen to line up here. So there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with this. So this is something that I highly, highly recommend. And this is something that I recommend regardless of what system you're running, because so much, a crossover ability with other role-playing games. You don't need to be just focused on Pathfinder to get use out of this product. And it more or less has everything that you're looking for. Even if you are running a system that doesn't use alignment, the alignment indicators can still be used to give you essentially just an idea of how they sort of behave. If a character is chaotic, for example, then they may be willing to do things regardless of the methods required to achieve their goals. But if they're chaotic and they're good, it means that they still have a code of honor. If they're lawful but evil, then they could be someone that twists the word of the law, or sort of twist actions to suit their needs to benefit them directly, but does so in a way that doesn't actually, necessarily break any law. So you can use the alignment indicators without running a game that uses actual alignment to still shape the NPC. Oh, I guess I should have mentioned that this character's personality was happy. So they were sort of always happy-go-lucky, always in a good mood. Which, hey, if you're the front of some sort of criminal organization and you're skimming off the top, then yeah, that you might be happy until you realize you got caught. But yeah, awesome product. And again, this is something that crosses over from just Pathfinder into so many other role-playing games out there. I definitely recommend this for just about anyone that's running fantasy role-playing games, and I think this is something that you can get a ton of really good use out of. I know personally, this is going to be sitting by my side when I'm running any of my future RPGs, just so I can create NPCs on the fly. Because that's something that always ends up happening. And even just to have the list of 12 different names and some, like a picture you can use to describe what they look like that goes a long way as well. So awesome stuff there. Paizo absolutely nailed it out of the park, and I cannot recommend this enough. So definitely check this out. I recommend it highly. And again, doesn't matter what system you're running, what game you're running, if it's a fantasy role-playing game, this is going to come in super handy for you. So thank you once again to the great folks at Paizo for sending this over. I really do appreciate it. And I want to thank each and every one of you who's taken time out of your day to watch this video. Now let me know in the comments below if you've picked this up. What are some of the cool NPCs that you've created, and have you been able to use the deck to come up with interconnected stories for some of the NPCs that you've created? So let me know that in the comments below. Thanks once again for watching. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, take care.